I'm going to leave a link for this in the description and talk a little bit later.
Mm. Oh, so this is from a guy, Conscious State of Mind. Watch his videos. He find some interesting things out on the internet. Sorry, I just ate some pancakes. But yeah, here, let's review some. I'll leave a link to them so you can subscribe yourself.
Speak to a group that believes that equality will take something away from them. You take a group and you create an ideology of white nationalism. It has to have roots in something in your history. So for Nazi Germany, there was an Aryan nation kind of history. The United States baked in white supremacy into the Constitution. When the rest of the world was trying to find its way against enslavement, and the United States not only protected slavery, but gave the southern slave-holding states the power to count their slaves, not as full humans, but as votes to dominate our politics. We're still at it. Then you speak to that grievance in ways that create divisions. And finally, you take political power at any cost. So right now, I didn't used to talk politics. I used to be very attentive to my job as a professor who taught based on evidence and not based on politics. I continue to speak for health equity. So you begin to take over government with the polarization and the grievance mentality. And you take control where you can. The judiciary, voting, local government. And you do whatever you have to gain power. You say, we cannot let Barack Obama appoint a judge. That would be wrong. The people must elect. Then you now have Trump in the presidency, and all of a sudden you have a corrupt government that says, we must let the president select. So these are just small examples of how you twist a combination of grievance, how it is that people come to believe that if I have something, you have less. That has to be manipulated because abundance is like love. The more you give, the more you have. It's like faith. The more you give, the more you have. So you have to be carefully taught. So I was recently, before the pandemic, at a very beautiful event at Brandeis University. I don't often go to Jewish-focused events, but a beloved friend of one of my nieces had worked on a book. It was 2 books by documenters of their family history with the Holocaust. A young woman who took the memoirs of her grandmother, who was a Holocaust survivor, and a German descent woman. She came through Brazil, and she discovered, by being a detective historian, that her grandfather in Brazil had been in secret the head of the SS in Germany. And he had managed to escape to Brazil, and he had managed to hide his crimes. And we're all sitting around. This was an event to speak to what do we need to know about our histories. And all of us there, the writers, the discussants, the scholars, the survivors, we thought this would never happen again. We thought we were never going to see fascism of the Nazi Germany sort ever again. We now have children on the border in cages. We have the criminalization of immigrants. We have a criminal who's a president and who's going down in flames. Don't think he's not. We have the Republican militias with armbands preparing to go to the polling booths.
Now this is what's being
They are
taught.
preparing for election suppression, for voter suppression. The minute a Republican majority had appointed most of the judges, they removed. I can't look at the chats. I have cognitive processing issues. The minute the Supreme Court was challenged to say, do we still have voter suppression in the United States? They said no with no evidence. And we now have the problem of having to go county by county, state by state, to address the manipulation of the vote. The only Republican strategy right now. And look, I didn't used to say Republican Democrat, but now that we have Nazis, we got to do it.
I don't think Donald Trump's a Nazi.
Okay, all right, great, Mary. This is not the debate I'd like to have. You asked me a question,
Right.
and let's have this offline, okay? I've got to be done with Mary.
No, but
I'm very glad to share the resources I have to understand. All right, so maybe he's not a Nazi. Maybe he's just a fraud and a criminal.
Well, can I just say something, please? It's about the children at the border. Are you aware of how many children are trafficked into this country?
Oh, Mary. Of course I am.
Because I think that's a really big human rights issue that no one speaks about.
And so, Mary, you would like us to talk about trafficked children? All right. Let's do it some other time.
Okay.
Was there something? How am I doing, guys?
I think Manny raised his hand, and
What do you think about that?
Hey, Dad, can I ask you a question? Sure, sweet.
Alright. So, let me get back on it. Because, like, this is the dude, woke state of mind. He's awesome. So, of course, something like that I see, I got something to say. Guess I can't look at it like that, so we'll look at it like this. It's about being the power of society instead of sharing society. What a drab, dull world radicals everywhere want to create. No one group, not even the conscious witness that followed limited action and controlled folly, should dominate any one society. Inclusiveness to labeled groups has two problems. As movements, there are always fanatics that form the exclusive inner true believers. They become the authority. Second, their inclusiveness can only hide an exclusive inner circle from followers, if they can identify an oppressor such as those holding opinions in contrast. The oppression could be as little as underrepresentation in order to impress certain lifestyles and ideologies upon video arts viewers. To be clear, a racial aspect of this rendering of understanding is not within the perimeters of this comment. There is no different consciousness that exists within so labeled race, only different experience. And of course, those of us who know the open secret that we control how we think about those experiences, empathize with all those suffering and oppression in any form, no matter what your belief system may be. Now saying, it is not a proper practice to push labels and agendas upon the mass consciousness as an entirety. Be good to one another and feel flattered that cultural appropriation happens sometimes. It means your people's idea of the world is winning a battle of the minds. Government in etymology is control of the minds. Birds of a feather flock together. The more birds in your flock, the more mind control your people possess and indeed are the government. And it's a true statement.
Take it easy, y'all. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, I'm giving y'all another day of some Two Boots Willie stuff. It's all backed up there. Just see how these people flying up to the tools camp. Alright, so I got a great idea. Houses above ground are certain conditions. Houses should be mostly built in ground, and then on the outsides where the foundation and everything is, a large tub type device, and the house is built moving that, and it's mostly
Meanwhile,
underground.
I'm exporting another
And
video that I have made.
once they wanted to, maybe somebody
Pretty
else wants to
interesting
move in
stuff
or
on that
it's
one.
old or whatever, crane can come in and just lift the whole thing out.
Talk a little bit about
Put a
life
new one in.
expectancies versus Wuhan death expectancy. A little bit of John Brennan in there. The boy who's going to be a saint of the internet.
Alright, you can hear me double speaking all over the place on this, but it's alright. It's kind of cool. Okay.
Penguins just got defrosted.
I left the big space open for some
You
reason.
watch that last video of
I feel like I was advertising an old
Watch
video,
this
but
one now and watch that
whatever,
one.
man.
It's
It's
a
just
little
weird.
more interesting than I imagined.
Let's look at some recent
Everybody likes to
clips
see a good
from the
backup.
news. Cause I seen this thing on
Unless you're on your way
CNN
to work.
report on my phone about a realistic homeless Jesus statue sparks
this time,
conversation and a visit from
I might not even
police.
have
Now,
commentary on me, but just
I'm gonna
places
read
that
most
good
of it,
music
but
I like, Sonata by
your
Moonlight or
ending
something.
view might not be the same as what mine is on this. Okay.
Anyway,
Father Alex Martin hoped that the realistic statue of a homeless Jesus outside his church would inspire conversations about how to care for people in need in his tight-knit Ohio community. It's definitely gotten people talking, especially after someone called the police to report a man sleeping on a bench near St. Barnabas Episcopal Church in Bay Village, Ohio. The homeless Jesus statue was created by Canadian sculptor Timothy Schmaltz, my bad, and depicts Jesus huddled under a blanket on a bench. His head is covered and his bare feet are sticking out, displaying the wounds from his crucifixion. Martin said a police officer came to the church on October 12th, about 20 minutes after the statue was installed. People in Bay Village, a Cleveland suburb of 15,000, generally look out for each other, he said. I very much want to give the caller the benefit of the doubt that they were genuinely concerned and called out of compassion for someone who they don't know, the priest told CNN. You would hope that they called because of that, right? But why would you call the police? The city has a median household income of $102,917, and only 2.8% of the residents are in poverty. And that's according to the U.S. Census Bureau. It's a place where seeing someone sleeping on a park bench would be jarring, Martin said. It's probably against the law there. You can't just sleep anywhere. They're trying to really restrict it. Anyway, he said the officer was very professional and wanted to learn more about the statue and its goals and meaning. Martin's tweet about the encounter got more than 112,000 likes and 28,000 retweets. The statue belongs to Community West Foundation, a non-profit group that cares for homeless men, women, and families and other people in need in the greater Cleveland area. The statue has been on display at several churches in the community and will be at St. Barnabas until December 1st. The group says the statue is an embodiment of the gospel passage in Matthew 25, verse 40. Truly, I tell you, whatever you do for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. So what they done did was call the cops on one of his brothers and sisters, so they would have been the ones that called the cops on Christ too. But that's my opinion. Bay Village Police Chief Kathy Leisure said in a statement that officers are trained to help people who are homeless and encouraged residents to call when they see something unusual. So it's unusual to see homeless people, so call the cops on them, because that's what you would do to Jesus. Had there been a person laying on a bench, our officers are trained first responders and would be able to assess the situation and take the appropriate action. I wonder if leaving them alone was one appropriate reaction, but it's a statue. Our officers are able to render first aid in a medical emergency or assist with securing emergency shelters, she wrote. The church is next to a park and the statue was installed near a walking path where it can be seen by walkers and people enjoying the outdoors. I've been very pleased at the overwhelming reactions both within the congregation and within the neighborhood, and the folks in the community has been overwhelmingly positive, Martin said. People have been grateful to be given an opportunity to have a conversation about how we can best serve those who are in great need. Conversations about the sacred worth and dignity of all human life, even that which is often cast aside by society. Martin said the St. Barnabas has gotten donations from people all over the country who've heard about the statue and wanted to help. He said that money will go to the Community West Foundation and Episcopal organizations helping homeless people in the area. Now tell me in the comments what y'all think. Do you think it'd be interesting to voluntarily go out, be homeless, and kind of like see, I have a good job that like sustains me. I ain't gonna say that it was ever gonna do more than just sustain. So I could handle the homelessness. Like, would it be a good idea to just go out and start to kind of assess the society and say like these people aren't hypocritical or believe they are hypocritical, and why would the police, and what kind of interactions are they talking about with police coming and knowing how to deal with the homeless? Are we really protecting the homeless? And what happened with this COVID thing is another question. I want to know. Leave some things in the comments. I mean, I'm willing to like ditch out, walk across the country, be the hobo on trails, going places. I mean, winter's coming, screw it. Might luck out, but I'll survive. Plus, I want to maybe make my way over to California and visit my mother. I ain't seen her in 30-some years. What do y'all think about that? Like I said, leave some comments. And check the link from the guy, Woke State of Mind. Go to his channel, subscribe. It's worth watching his videos. I'm sure I'm not done here, but for the moment, too. Okay, look. Dude with a trailer. He's backing up. This guy backing up. What is he doing? Yeah, I tried to cut the video at 10 minutes, but here we go. Not just anybody backing up, but a guy with a truck and a trailer with all kinds of cars on it, backing up. For what? He's okay going through 3. He's going to find out he can't pay cash there either. Back up front. Wow. I'm not even amazed anymore. I'm starting to get desensitized to it. Now this guy's already backed out of 2 lanes. Let's see how many more he's gonna cross. He was down in 7, backed up, went to 6, then he backed up into this one. Now what's he gonna do? Oh, he gonna back up again? 3 times he's backed up. Wow, the signs even say, as I've repeated before, keep moving, do not back up, bill by mail. Oh, now he's gonna cross 3-4 lanes again. Nice. Crazy. Holy shit, look. And then he gonna stop over there. That's what I'm saying. These people just don't read. And another thing, why do people not study their route before they travel? Why wouldn't they, you know you're gonna go through toll roads, why don't you like research it? The internet's a big thing right now. You can Google anything. I don't know if it's gonna tell you the truth, but here, just drive through. I think part of the problem is like some places you get fined pretty heavy just driving through. But that shouldn't be legal anyways. And now definitely it shouldn't be legal now that they only have Easy Pass stuff. So let them take a picture of your tag and bill you in the mail. It's not your fault. It's not that guy's fault. Like we might sit here and like laugh about it, or often I fret over it. It causes me anxiety watching these cars do some really stupid stuff. But what it comes down to is people used to get hefty fines and they don't want to be fined. So they gotta find the right booth, and there is no cash here. If anybody knows, let me put in the comments section. Why don't you tell me if you get charged $3 or they charge you more because they gotta find you in the mail. Alright. Oh, it's backing up there. Trucks, everybody's still cruising through. But it's backed up. Down to 1 lane up ahead. I think they got the right lane or the shoulder closed up there or something. I'm not sitting here and recording. box truck just stopped up ahead. Yeah, I never understood why people want to just keep flying through stuff and they see all the lines are stopping. I don't know. Busy lives, places to be. Running late, who knows? Silly though. Didn't want another 5-minute video of this. Here the guy wants to cross 2-3 lanes because he thinks he's gonna get somewhere. On the phone too, I seen his hand up too, dude. Wow. Yeah, looks like it's gonna be full on backup now. Oh look, backing up. That guy. Wow. Just being on the phone, you do some real dumb stuff. Wow. Big trucks keep on rolling. Car way up there cutting across from left to right. Now they're all cutting across on the other side of the boost to go down Child Street. I don't think it's really a faster way. You might as well just sat here and waited for traffic to go again. I think they got to go back down, around, opposite way they came, get on 695, cross that way. Who knows? Maybe they know something I don't, but I know I can't get nowhere going down that way. Oh yeah, there's a car way up there, behind that white van backing on out. There he is, see him? Up there, lane 2. Get back on down. Oh, this minivan gonna do it. Meanwhile, oh, the black car up there running cones over trying to back up through that. It's not even funny. Not even funny. Like I heard, y'all can't see. Blocking everything up now.
crazy. Alright, I don't even want to watch that more.